Visiting with Dr. James McAfee, Jim McAfee of Texas A&M University, the Extension Service. Can you tell by looking that we were classmates in school all the way through, Little League ball players together? And he was one mean football player, I'll tell you that. Jim, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Neil, and I don't think they're going to believe that.
Turf expert with Texas A&M, probably the best turf person in the state of Texas. Let's talk about secrets to a great lawn. Kind of starts with the lawn grass choice, doesn't it?
Yeah, Neil, I think selecting the right grass is a real key. And for this area, we're looking probably at 3 grasses. Bermuda grass is still a mainstay where you've got ample sunlight. St. Augustine in the shade or full sun, and then the zoysia grasses, full sun or shade.
Where's that dividing line for Bermuda? 6 hours of sunlight or so and less, then you better be looking at St. Augustine?
Yeah, if you got less than 6 hours of sunlight, you need to look at something other than Bermuda grass.
I see a lot of zoysias out there. They're kind of the rising star of turf grass. What are we looking for? Coarse texture, fine textured, which is easier for homeowners?
I prefer the coarse textured, or what the japonicas, like the Palisades, the Crown, the Jammer. Those are a few of the real good examples.
All right, that's good. And then as far as planting new turf grass, is that a late April, May job for those grasses?
If you're sodding, you can really do it anytime, but spring through summer is the best.
And it's better to get it done before it gets really hot, just so you don't have to water every 5 minutes. All right.
Exactly.
Let's talk about mowing heights and getting lawns off to a good start. You like to scalp lawns. Is it too late to scalp?
No, you want to scalp before it starts to green up. And of course, we haven't reached that point. So right before green up, you start scalping, take them down as low as you can. And take those clippings, compost them, or put them, mulch them.
I can't put them out on the curb with the trash?
No, definitely don't want to put them out. I hate to see that.
Yeah.
But once you scalp them, that's going to help them fill in faster and have fewer weed problems. That's why I like scalping.
All right, so scalping gets rid of a lot of the winter weeds that we have. And then a couple of weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, somewhere in there, we might have put out a pre-emergent.
Yes.
Need to do that again about 90 days later? Is that
90 days later. And Neil, if you miss that first one, you can go ahead and put it down.
Still get some reaction.
And still get some reaction, correct.
All right. Let's talk about fertilizers. People want to know, what is the best fertilizer for my lawn? It's not quite that simple, is it?
No, it's really not. I'm a big believer in soil testing to determine what fertilizer to use. Now, for these blackland clay soils we have in this area, generally nitrogen only is all you need, but you really don't know until you soil test.
How often should you test your soil?
About every 3 or 4 years for a home lawn.
All right, and so don't be surprised if it says use only nitrogen and then go for a quality fertilizer. Lots of good brands out there, just go for quality.
What I like to see is something that has at least 30 to 50% slow release nitrogen.
All right, that's easy enough. How often should we fertilize?
Depends on the grass, Neil. Bermuda grass, 3 to 4 times a year. St. Augustine grasses, 2, maybe 3 times a year.
All right, so you're looking at, with Bermuda, about every 2 months, starting mid-April. And then with St. Augustine, I'm not a big proponent of fertilizing in the hottest part of the summer, because you taught me that gray leaf spot is exacerbated with nitrogen.
I look at St. Augustine at April, spring, and then again in late summer, and then again in or mid-fall.
All right. All right, we're going to talk another time about insect and disease problems of turf. That needs about 80 minutes of its own, don't you think?
Yes, that's a lot of issues.
What I have learned about turf grass, I have learned from this man, Dr. James McAfee with Texas A&M. You know, if you will look at Texas A&M experts in all the different areas, with the Extension Service especially, you're going to find a lot of great resources. Jim, thank you very much. It's good to see you.
Neil, good seeing you.
All right. Coming up in just a minute, we're going to have a real treat for you. We're going to North Haven Gardens' Leslie Halleck. We'll talk about tools she would hate to garden without. Stay tuned.